First of all, I want to thank you. Because I have no idea what this is going to be. And that's, I think, what excites me the most.
Always up for a challenge.
Yeah, what the heck, no?
Let's go.
What got you excited about this idea of Emunah at work?
Yaakov had mentioned the title Emunah at work, and it started obviously getting me thinking, Emunah at work, Emunah working, Emunah while I am working. I have to just, mamash, tell you, like, before we begin, I don't know how you go to work without Emunah. Like, how does somebody go through the day, the challenges, the ups, the downs, the questions, the mistakes, not having faith, not believing, not realizing that we do the best that we can, but ultimately it's all decided, it's all already in his diamond from the Rosh Hashanah before. It's always gonna happen for me. I'm going every single day. I have unlimited opportunity. Every morning I wake up, the Rebbeinu Shalom is waiting to pour shefa, and he's constantly doing it. Because I'm waking up as a yid, and I'm blessed, I'm chosen, I'm it.
I think you have seen so much siyata d'shmaya. Then it's almost easy to say, yeah, of course. It's easy to feel blessed. But not everyone has that. And I think what we realized was maybe they do. It's a perspective.
100%. Obviously, you look at one side, and the other side, grass is greener. On which side? On my side, on your side. Reality is as a yid, every single thing that you have was custom made for you. Your job, your work, your challenges, the Rebbeinu Shalom created it. The Rebbeinu Shalom, we're ki'ilu pawns on a chessboard, and the Rebbeinu Shalom is moving the pieces. Embrace it, accept it, live it, love it.
But you know what's interesting? Because when you say custom made, it hits me so hard, because let's say we get a custom suit, right? Go and do lock right here, yeah? So custom suit, what's the vert from a custom suit? The vert from a custom suit is my left shoulder is lower than my right shoulder. And it's made perfect for me. Not because I'm perfect, because I'm not perfect.
I love it. We all have this idea of some of us have this idea of striving for perfection, and we all know that if the Rebbeinu Shalom wanted perfection, he would just put malachim down here. The Rebbeinu Shalom appreciates and loves us for being perfectly imperfect. I don't wake up in the morning and say, how am I going to become perfect today? Because I'm just going to fail miserably, because I am far from perfect, thank you, Hashem. But guess what? Whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do it as a yid. I'm going to try to do it as Eved Hashem. I'm going to try to do it as a person of faith. What does faith do for somebody? What does faith do for me?
Yeah.
It makes you unstoppable. There's nothing in the world that we can't accomplish. There's nothing too hard for the Rebbeinu Shalom. I'm waiting for the Rebbeinu Shalom to say yes or no. I'm waiting for the Rebbeinu Shalom to say, is this good for me or is it not good for me?
And sometimes the answer is no.
Of course, sometimes the answer is no. And what is that no? It might hurt. I said this to my wife the other day. I was saying, imagine one of my kids jump up and elbow me really, really hard and whatever. And it kills. But it doesn't hurt because it's my kid. When the Rebbeinu Shalom does something to you, or does something that we don't see it necessarily as revealed good, or we don't necessarily appreciate it as the good it is, and that's difficult, and it's, everybody could be his madrega, everyone should do their thing. But when the Rebbeinu Shalom does something that is painful, knowing that it's coming from the Rebbeinu Shalom, that means we know that it's good. And if everything
meaning that is the definition. Meaning doesn't matter what it is. That by definition.
Kol manda avid rachmana letav avid. It doesn't say sometimes. Every single
thing. It doesn't say when it's nice.
It's pashut. Our life we're just on this path where goodness is bestowing us. Kilu, you have it in a video game, and you're collecting all the coins, and you have to go out of your way. As Eden, we don't have to go out of our way. We're getting shefa. It's coming. We like to refer to it as shefa showers. It's constantly pouring. What do we have to do? We have to believe, mamish believe, and we also have to be a klei kibul. We also have to make ourselves into a keli, a vessel that can capture all this bracha. How does one do that? By believing in the Rebbeinu Shalom, by believing in the shefa flowing. The same thing they say over by a tzaddik. When you go to a bracha and you get a bracha from a tzaddik, and if one believes in the bracha of a tzaddik, if one believes in the siyata d'shmaya, then you're shaykh to the bracha. But if you're not all in, If you're not all in,
So take this all in thing, take that to the business side. When I go and I want to partner with someone, if I feel that they're all in, I'm all in, right? But if I feel some shemets of maybe when times are hard, they're not with me, then even from the beginning, it's not with my whole being, right? Sounds like you're saying the same thing with Emunah. Meaning to say, when I go into the Rebbeinu Shalom and I say, I'm in, right? At that point, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, now I have a team play.
Listen, I believe that every Yid is born with Emunah. And then there are circumstances and there are dozen and
What does define it?
So just to go back a little bit to what you said about all in or not.
Yeah.
To be a 99% believer, you're getting the worst of both worlds. You don't have faith,
right? Because
there's a chance that you're the guy who's creating everything. But you do have limitations, but you don't have... The greatest gift of Emunah is not Olam Haba, it's Olam Hazeh. How does somebody go through life? There are dark times, there are painful times, and it hurts, and it's sad. That's the reality. We're all going down a life where we're going to unfortunately have to deal with circumstances, and it's part of the greater picture of bringing Mashiach.
Right.
That's the reality. But without understanding that there's somebody up there that's calling the shots, that is custom making the problem, the solution, the issue, the yes part ticket, there's somebody out there that's doing exactly what you need, custom making it to your high shoulder, to your low shoulder, to the right lapel, to the wrong lapel, perfect. There's no mistakes. There's no such thing. I believe as a Yid, we're unstoppable. Our power, we are powered by faith. We are powered by our belief in the Rebbeinu Shalom. The Rebbeinu Shalom says you can accomplish anything. You can do everything. The guy next to you has degrees, and the guy next to you is much smarter, and he's wearing a much nicer tie, or he's much more, whatever you call it. How is this? Who am I? I'm going to go in. You know who I am? I'm a maimin. I'm a believer, and I'm going to do a good job, and I'm going to make Kiddush Hashem.
That's the point. That's the point. Go there. Because I'm in doesn't mean it's easy to say. I'm in means I'm doing everything according to the way the system works. Right? The system works by being a maimin, but also by being a Kiddush Hashem. And also being emes, and also doing things right. Right? Those are the rules to play by. That's when it works.
The idea of all in, we're just talking about it when it comes to faith. What do I look at all in mean?
That's what I want to know.
You don't pick and choose. Everything is good. Everything, and even the hardest things in the world. As soon as you relinquish control and say, Rebbeinu Shalom, I did me. I did my hishtadlus. I believe in you. I did everything I can. It's now in your hands. You know, one of the biggest questions I always have to people with, when I'm talking about Emunah, we're talking about work, and we're talking about success, and we're talking about, what should somebody do, and I can't tell anybody how to be successful. I could tell you to daven very, very, very much, believe in it. But we know from Rav Tzaddik that the same way a person needs to believe in Hashem, a person needs to believe in himself. As a matter of fact, it's a prerequisite to faith, is to believe in yourself, and then you can believe in the Rebbeinu Shalom. Because what does that mean? Believing in yourself, we believe chelek elekam mimal mamish. We believe that we have a piece, whatever that means. The tzaddikim can explain it to us better, but we have a piece of the Rebbeinu Shalom within us. You're going to tell me that you have a piece of the Rebbeinu Shalom in you, and you're going to walk to a meeting, or you're going to be concerned or that it's not going to work out? Is there something that doesn't work out for a Yid? Maybe in your book, the way you look at it, the way you thought it should work out. They say this line, man plans and God laughs. I don't like that. Man plans, the Rebbeinu Shalom plans better. The ultimate plan, the greatest plan, is the Rebbeinu Shalom's plan. And now sometimes we want to try to get into his master plan and try to understand all the pieces. You know what that is? That's like going to the pilot in the middle of the flight and trying to get every single button. What are you doing? Go back to your seat.
Just go and drive, sir. Put your feet up.
We're gonna land. I'm gonna take off and we're gonna land. And you're Turkey. The Rebbeinu Shalom, somebody told me this morning, he said, I got so lucky, Baruch Hashem, I was driving with my kids in the car, slippery, icy, and last second, I was saved. So I wrote back to him, you might be in the driver's seat, but you're not controlling the car. A Yid might look like you're in the driver's seat, you might be sitting in the fanciest office, in the fanciest desk, with all the bells and whistles, and the most beautiful awards. It's the Rebbeinu Shalom. And what our avodah is, to be mekadeshim shemayim, to live like a Yid. What does that mean? Yeah. We have an achrayus. We have a responsibility because we're Yidden, we're chosen, we're selected. I believe that with my heart and soul.
Where did that belief come from?
I believe truly that as Yidden, we're born with faith. It's in us. There's Emunah within each and every one of us.
Right.
And our avodah is to constantly work on ourselves and work on Emunah, and it's a muscle that needs to be worked out. These didn't come just, this is, Emunah is a muscle, going through challenges, right? Whatever it may be. And Baruch Hashem, I've had my fair share. Everybody has their fair share. And going through those times, right? Even though they were dark or not, when there was a time in my life where I may have not been as connected, and I was kind of trying to control the narrative, right? I was trying to determine my path. And let me tell you something, I was getting lost daily because I'm not a good pilot, right? I should sit in the back. I have to love to thank Hashem. It's one of the things like I just love it. I love the song. I love the swag. I love to thank Hashem. What happened was, so about 5 or 6 years, I mean, as Yehudim, our namesake is Haidah, is thanking. So, it's part of each and every one of us. And throughout this journey of thanking, right, it ended up turning Baruch Hashem into a huge movement. And believe it, we've seen tremendous amounts of Siyata Shmaya, connecting Eden that we never thought we could connect with. Paris, Arizona, France. It's wild. Baruch Hashem. Mamish, thank you Hashem, thank you Hashem. But as I began to just say thank you Hashem for shtick, and I'll be honest with you, the more I said it, the more I started to feel it. The next time I went into Davin and I got up to Maidim, I'm like, whoa, I'm mamish talking to God. When I'm saying thank you Hashem, it's no different than when I'm saying Maidim. I'm talking to God all day. I could talk to God all day. And the more I spoke to the Rebbeinu Shalom, the more I connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom, the more davening meant, the more learning meant, more panemius at Rabbi Yossi Zakatinsky's fire drushes, being mechazik, the shul, chevra. It's like, it's becoming real. It's becoming real. I'm feeling it. I'm talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom. The Rebbeinu Shalom's talking back to me. I'm loving it. And I have to tell you, I felt the luckiest ever to be a Yid.
Isn't that crazy?
It's the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
I mean, thank you, Hashem.
You know the weird part is? This is called normal. This is what normal's supposed to feel like. My Rosh Hashanah says constantly that our Gedolim are normal. They're just better at being normal than anyone else. This thing, we're supposed to come. The first halacha in all of Shulchan Aruch, Hashem's right in front of you.
Hashem. It's
the first thing.
And if you want to remind, you can wear any cap, you can wear any sweatshirt.
He gave us reminders.
Tzitzis, Avada.
He gave it the whole thing.
The Rebbeinu Shalom gives us our toolbox. Constantly refills it. Gives you everything that you need. Gives you the ability to be unstoppable.
What happens when things go wrong?
Sometimes it's painful. No denying. And I could have, I should have, I could have.
If I would have said one different thing, if I would have changed
maybe, yeah. You'll keep yourself up and make yourself sick forever. Ever. But if you appreciate the, hey, Kal Manda Aved Rahmana Lataf Aved, it's all good. Not sometimes. Every single thing. I heard from Rabbi Yossi, what's Tchias HaMesim? Tchias HaMesim is when you're able to look at your eyes through the eyes of the Rebbeinu. When you're able to look at your life through the eyes of the Rebbeinu Shalom. And not shot that everything that happens ultimately leads to something good. You missed the flight, no. That every single thing is mamish good. The ups and downs in Emunah, I think makes sense. But what is it? It's all just getting stronger. It's all working out that muscle, because ultimately we know that at the end of the day, the best outcome, not could have been, should have, no. You did everything you can. You have Emunah, you have your faith. You did your hishtadlus, right? People always ask, when is it too much hishtadlus? When is it too much Emunah? I believe with faith, living as a yid, there's no question too much hishtadlus in that. Because living the life of a yid is doing your avodah. There are a bunch of set me up in business in healthcare. I'm in this field. Because there's something within that work, that environment, that I need to figure out. I need to be misakin. I need to fix. I need to help somebody. I need to understand somebody. I need to give somebody a job. Whatever it is. The fact that I work for this business doesn't mean that's where my parnassah comes from. You could win the lottery. You could this. The Rebbe Hashem has many ways. And I have no intention of telling the Rebbe Hashem how to do it. You are very good at what you do. Please continue to bless all of the class of unlimited shafa. Because why take control of things you can't control? Why try to control an outcome that you don't have the ability to control?
When things go out of my control is when it's easiest for me. It's when it's in my control I have a tough time. Because then I feel like I gotta do it. But if something's outside of my control.
But when is it ever in your control?
That's the point.
When is something ever in our control? You know how? You do your avodah, you daven, you say tehillim, you give tzedakah, whatever it is, and hishtadlus. And don't take Emunah as an excuse, as an easy way out. Okay, I'm going to show up without preparing, or I'm going to because I'm about. It's no different than saying I'm going to stay in a burning building. The Rebbe Hashem is going to save me. You have to study. You have to do your work. You have to put in the time. You have to work hard. You have to do your. You must. I mean, that's the hishtadlus. That's the curse of us, right? This we have to work, right? How we didn't have to.
And if we're going to do it, better do it well.
We're yidden. There's no mediocrity.
Right.
Whatever we do, we're going all in. Now, I can go all in as Aryeh, or I can go all in as a Ben Melech, as Aryeh, the son of the Rebbeinu Shalom, which means what? The entire world was created for me. The entire world, what does that mean? That this entire Manhattan, in this big fancy building, or in this big office that we're going to meet, or this person, the entire thing is there just for me. You're going to tell me it's not going to work out? The whole building, the whole skyscraper's for me, and it's not going to work out? Oh, LMI, they said no?
That's fine.
We say Hashem's no is a redirection. Or it's not yet, or it's I got something better. Imagine you're talking to your child, and you tell her you can't have the cell phone, and she says, you know what, Todd, thank you so much for protecting me. Todd, thank you so much, I get it. I said, but they're kids. Lamai said, as much as they know it, maybe they can't say to me, thank you. It hurts a little bit. They're not going to get mad. As adults, we have the opportunity to say to the Rebbeinu Shalom, when something that you want so badly doesn't work out, you can say, Tati, thank you. Thank you. And you know what happens when you say thank you? It starts getting ingrained. And the more grateful you become, the more aware you become of all the miracles, the more aware you become of your kaiches, the more you realize how the Rebbe Hashem is sitting there with you all day, constantly sending you these little love letters that you just need to pick up. The Rebbe Hashem is constantly talking, you just got to listen, tune in. Sometimes you want to see things with your heart, you want to hear things with your heart. Work your head off, work hard, take it seriously, but understand that it's not up to you. It was decided on the Rosh Hashanah before how much you're going to make this year or what you're going to go to this year. So don't try to change that, because you can't. You just can't. It's not in your control. At the end of the day, we come home and I wish I can get this for my child, and I wish I can get this for my wife, and I wish I can give more tzedakah, and I wish I could do this. Come on, you start feeling like a failure. When I come home and I didn't get the deal, or I didn't get as much money, and I can't buy what I want to buy, it's not a failure. Not a failure. It's custom made. Paycheck. Who writes it? Who signs it? It's a chilik. It's the Rebbeinu Shalom. If you want to believe that your boss is paying you, okay, good. So you look to your boss for all your issues. Listen, my boss is the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's in charge of how much money I'm going to make. He's in charge of my bank account. I'm looking to him for my issues. What are we? Yidden are the Rebbeinu Shalom's money managers. right? We're his investment bankers. We're his gabei tzedakah. You know, some people say, I give away 50% of my money to tzedakah. I give away 60, I give away 10, I give away 20. The Rebbeinu Shalom is depositing the money into your account and saying, Aryeh, show me that you're going to do the right thing. I'm going to give you exactly what you need to do the right thing. I'm even going to set everything up around you to do the right thing. Just follow my lead. Just follow my lead.
And you know what's funny? Because every industry has a recipe for success. I can tell you a headshot. There's 107 rules to a perfect headshot, right? And I can teach you every one of the rules, and you'll be successful. And we got the same thing with the Torah. I gave you 613 rules. Follow them, you will be successful. You have people that you go to for guidance in business, yeah?
Absolutely.
And they've been through it 172 times. And when you get to that struggle, and you say, but like, what about here? Listen, I've been there hundreds. I've doubled one of them. Someone I go to with everything, and sometimes I get someone tell me, but here, what I'm telling you, I've seen this 17,000 times. Do this step, this. It sounds counterintuitive, but you do this step, I'm telling you, it'll make it. So you think to yourself, okay, it doesn't make any sense, but you know what? And I do it, and I do it, and I do it. And if I follow the process, God gave us a process.
100%.
Right? If I trust the process, maybe I'll have to send that email. Maybe that goes beyond what I would think counterintuitive. Trust the process, and you're Ben Melech.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Emunah allows you to have the confidence you need as a yid. Emunah allows you to breathe, to let go. Emunah allows you to make proper decisions. Emunah is not a thing. Emunah is something that you live, right? It's you going to work. I'm going to work. Am I going to work so I can make more money today? In some capacity, but I'm going to work today to do my avodah. What is it? I don't know yet. I'm going to come into the office. I'm gonna daven before I go.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because that's something that's really hit me. Since I hit the work world, 8.5 years I was in Koil. My wife ran the business 100%. And after 8.5 years of running the business, she said, I want to be with the kids. I said, that's the most incredible thing in the world. I'm now going to take over. Now is when that's when we took over the corporate sector, and that's what happened. But now you have a question, like I used to do the daf every day, 4 times a day. Today's daf, yesterday's daf, tomorrow's daf, today's daf, yesterday's daf. And then I realize now I struggle. I struggle to find time for the things that. But I think to myself after this conversation is, wait a second. If I really believed it, I'd be able to not do it 4 times, meaning there's still limitations. But there's still, you shouldn't, right? How do you bridge that?
I guess that balance, you know.
Balance, because if you really believe that, like, you wouldn't miss right? You're not.
So I think that, going through yeshiva and then going to, to Koil, and, when you go to work, you're like, am I a failure? Like, that's I should be in yeshiva. Like maybe I could have pushed it another year, right? No. You're not a failure if you're at work.
No, I care. But that was my point. This is what the point I want to ask you about, is that, like, this is really where we're supposed to be. Not really. I mean,
we are taught, or some of us believe. It's a better way of saying it. Some of us believe that the way to connect to Rebbeinu Shalom is in the 4 walls of the Beis Medrash and through Torah, Halacha, Tosfos, Rashi, Gemara, and many people do. But let me tell you something. You need to connect to Rebbeinu Shalom outside the Beis Medrash. You need to connect him in offices where you don't want to be. You need to connect him in places where you don't want to be. And you need to connect to him around people you don't want to be around. That's the reality. And let me tell you, going to work in a very challenging world in 2022, with all the tarubas, with all the nonsense, with all the distractions, everything, if you go to work every day as a yid, you come home as a yid, you lived your day as a yid, you did good that day, you were mechazik another yid, you smiled at an employee, you hugged an employee, you gave somebody chizuk. You did your avodah. You are the ultimate. A balabas who's a believer, who lives like a Torah-dik yid. Avada, so now you don't learn as many hours as a mo. It's uncomfortable even in the beginning. And you're like, I wish and push yourself and learn more and do more. Do more. But you know what it's like to go through what we have to do, go to work. But do it, make a kiddush Hashem, to live like a yid. You look at the end of the day, you wake up in the morning saying, Moedani, thank you Hashem for believing in me. Thank you Hashem for believing in me. Your belief in me, Rabbeinu Shalom. You believe in me. The Rabbeinu Shalom believes in us. When we go to work, the Rabbeinu Shalom, he woke us up to accomplish something. The Rabbeinu Shalom wakes up because he believes that we are it. He created the world for us. The world can't exist without us, and we have something that we have to accomplish. I think whatever field somebody finds himself in or ends up in, not because you admit as somebody who studies to be a doctor, to become a doctor, gewalt, but make a kiddush Hashem as a doctor. If you came out of yeshiva and you ended up in healthcare, or if you came out of yeshiva and ended up in diamonds, or in mortgages, or in construction, it is the avodah to build the nicest house. Build beautiful,
sure.
But what does the Rebbe Shalom want from you in this construction field, in this construction world? How could you be Kaddish Shem Shemayim? How could you bring more people close to Yiddishkeit? How could you be mechazik another yid? How can you get another yid to say thank you Hashem? Take care of each other, look out for each other. We're a small brotherhood. And Baruch Hashem, we make a lot of noise. Let's make noise as Eden. Let's make good noise. Let's make a kiddush Hashem. Let's together be misakin the tikkunim that need to be fixed. Right? This world, the world's a little.
It's crazy.
The Rebbe Shalom, we say him every day. And Yoishev Tehillah Yisrael, the Rebbe Shalom was waiting for our praises. He was waiting for praises. What better way to praise the Rebbe Shalom than to walk around living like a yid? What better way in the world? Imagine. We Baruch Hashem have so many beautiful chesed organizations and kiruv organizations, or Mekarvid. To me, do kiruv and outreach and love and embrace. But by you living as a proud, happy, smiling, geschmack, freilich yid, people are going to want a piece of that. People want in. People want what you have. What is it? They want your shirt? They want your tie? No. People want to live. You want to live? Live with faith. Live with Emunah, apply it, betachim, real trust, faith, live, love, breathe. It's everything. So now you're going to work, but you're going through the motions. That's what you're doing.
But you're doing it like a yid.
And a rock star.
Yeah.
Do the best that you can. And like I see from your headshots, right? You could take a picture, and like we used to have in camp, or you could take a picture. Take the picture.
And be the best in the world.
Avada.
But you know why you do it? You know why I do it?
Tell me.
It's got nothing to do with the image. I love seeing that person see themselves in a way they never saw it. When they see
isn't that meridic?
Yeah.
Isn't that meridic? Because like Rav Tzadok said, with Emunah, believing in yourself, seeing yourself in that light, when you see that perfect picture that comes out, and all of a sudden have a full head of hair and a beautiful chup, right? No. Look past the hair. Look straight to the neshama. What is the Rebbe Shalom looking at? What is the Rebbe Shalom looking at? I heard from Reb Joey Newcomb. He was telling me a vart. I might mess it up a little bit, but the vart is emes. Is the first thing that Moshe Rabbeinu was shown as a leader was a burning bush that wasn't burning. You see a thorn bush, right? It was all prickly and nasty. Moshe was saying, Moshe Rabbeinu, you want to be a leader? You better look past that thorns. Look straight inside, because every yid burnt that fire. Every yid there's a fire burning. Every yid has that. And what do we have to do? Unite. Be mechazik each other. Ignite into one big flame. The flame that's going to bring Mashiach. But you want to get through Galus? You want to make it through every single day?
It's so fast.
It's with faith. It's believing that the Rebbe Shalom is moving those pawns on the chessboard. Life, the journey is today. Faith isn't a destination. It's a journey. Life is a journey. It's not a destination. The journey is the destination. Everything, it's about living in this present moment. Right when you go to work and what do I need to do right now? What is my avodah this minute, hayom, this second? You ask a yid what's going to be in 5 minutes. Rabbi Yossi says, I don't know what's going to be in a second, in a millisecond. Every second's precious. Walk around appreciating, believing, knowing that the Rebbe Shalom could open up that faucet and it could just rain down on you, man. Just rain down, shefa. But the Rebbe Shalom wants you to believe. The Rebbe Shalom wants you all in. The Rebbe Shalom wants you all in on the ups, the downs, the roundabouts, whatever it is. Yeah. But understand, we're all taking different routes. We're all using ways, and one's avoiding tolls and one's this, but to the same place. If it's Hasidus and Panemius that works for you, Gewalt, if it's Musar and it's Hashkafa, whatever it is, we need everything. Yeah. There's many Mahalchim. If the Avodah is to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom and to get to know Hashem better and to really start believing and internalize Hashem is your best friend. You understand what that means? Your best friend. The one who decides how much, the one who decides how sick, the one who decides how long, the one who decides children, he's your best friend. He's your best friend.
He loves you.
And he loves you more than he loves anything than you can ever be loved. You think that your best friend who loves you, who has everything, is unlimited, is going to not give you something that you need, is not going to do the best thing for you. It might hurt. It really, Avodah Hashem, no one said it's easy. We're in Gullus. Mashiach is not here yet. There are moments that we get to feel that Mashiach, the Mashiach mindset. There are moments of Gula that we get to feel, and it's amazing. It's amazing, right? You come to Shabbos, you taste a little. Yeah, imagine what Mashiach's going to be like. Could somebody, mamish, have Shabbos without Emunah? You could experience a little.
You can stop working, but you can't start.
You disconnect for the ultimate connection, right? But with as a yid, any moment that you need to take a break, you need to talk to Rebbeinu Shalom, you need to ask for advice, do it. Yeah. Someone's going to think it's weird that you're saying to Rebbeinu Shalom, what do you think I should? How should I handle the situation? Try it. Try it. You know what happens? Firstly, you're davening. Right. But the Rebbeinu Shalom's answering you. No tefillah goes unanswered. Rebbeinu Shalom, what should I do? There's an intuition, there's a pintel yid. The Rebbeinu Shalom is constantly talking. We don't know all the answers. We don't know how to build everything. We're not the smartest. Some people are, maybe. At the end of the day, this guy made it because he did this one made it because of this one was Everybody says, stop. Let's not look at this one. Let's not look at this one. Let's look at us. Clap at the Rebbeinu Shalom, it's me, the Rebbeinu Shalom, and together, we're unstoppable. Thank you, Hashem, for giving us the ability to believe. Thank you, Hashem, for allowing us to believe. Thank you, Hashem, despite all the nonsense and distractions in this world. You would give me kaiches. You made me a yid. You made me a maimin. You allow me to be so much bigger than the world. So much bigger.
It's a bracha.
Thank you, Hashem. Just talking about Emunah for so long, I'm like, I got to work harder on it. I got to do more. How does one...
But that's the avoid of anything. When you work on something, the exercise means that I was talking, you tear, it hurts, but that's what builds. I want to thank you so much. This was an unbelievable experience.
It's highly. Thank you, Hashem, for Laibel. Thank you, Hashem, for thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, for Yaakov Yosefi. And thank you, Hashem, for this experience. Highly. Mwah.
That was unbelievable. Will you do me a favor?
Sure.
This was an incredible experience. I'd love tradition and photography. I'd love to be able to do your portrait at the end of it. That'd be my gift to you.
So highly. Me?
Yeah.
Sure. Love it.
Perfect.
No, not so much. Take that. Forward up. Do that. Yes. That's exactly right. Gorgeous! Forward up, okay? That's it. Oh, that's gorgeous.